What up, YouTube? It's your boy AJ coming back at y'all with another One Piece chapter review. Yeah, chapter review. Unfortunately, there's no live reaction this week because, unfortunately, just the chapter came out way too late for me, and I have to go to work pretty soon. So I decided to read it and just give y'all my review. Chapter pretty much starts off where chapter 988 left off, where in which Franky rode the little straw hat motorcycle thingy, one of his Franky inventions, one of the docking inventions, into Big Mom's face, and it actually knocked her over and everything. And she starts off getting her bearings off the ground. Everybody's like, "Damn, like, did y'all really do that?" And it's pretty much like a big arrival scene. But one of the key things that actually happens here that I found very interesting is Yamato runs into her first person that has an actual ties to Oden, which is Shinobu, and actually Momonosuke is there too. And Yamato, blurts out that I'm Oden Kozuki. So they both Momo and Shinobu make that little disgusted face, which is actually funny, but it's actually cool to see because this is Yamato's first reaction with people who actually knew Oden. That's very interesting. I actually really do want to see how that goes when Yamato eventually meets the rest of the scabbards and how all that's going to go, what the reception is going to be. I think, so I'm very interested there. That probably won't be to the end of the arc, I'm thinking, because of course the scabbards are currently on top of the Skull Dome fighting Kaido, and yeah, they had their hands pretty busy. We then go to a scene where we have this moment where the samurai, what's his name? The underworld boss, I kind of forgot his name, excuse me at the moment, the little short dude, says that their target is going to be the Flying Six, which Denjiro had told them about, and it actually confirms, kind of, at least in the translation that I read, that the Flying Six are all Dinosaur Zone users, because he says that Denjiro referred to them at all as dinosaurs. And I mean, that's pretty interesting because I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't see the samurai being able to take on some of the Flying Six, but you never know. We got to see how that play out. Obviously, they didn't run into each other this chapter. From there, this is the part of the chapter where actually Big Mama is getting up and getting her bearings right, and she's also talking because she actually sees Brook. And she remembers her last encounter with Brook, who she still calls the Soul King, which is hilarious. He addresses her and everything. And she also runs into Franky as well. And it's her first time meeting Franky. So she, because he's a cyborg and everything, she likes that, we all know that Big Mom likes exotic things and just different stuff. So she talks about how the Straw Hats are just a strange bunch, which, of course, the readers already know. But it's her, even though her crew is just as strange, if you ask me. But hey, it is what it is. But in this interaction, it's one of my favorite moments of the chapter is Franky boss man Franky coming in. This is his first time meeting Big Mom, and in that, man, he kind of has the best seat of the chapter, if you ask me, because he says we're part of the crew, the man who will become the king of the pirates by aiming a radical beam at her. And this moment like this, man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've never actually said this on camera, but Franky is one of my favorite Straw Hats. And I know that's kind of unpopular. I know Franky's not one of the more, I'll say, least popular Straw Hats, but he's been one of my favorites since the Water 7 days. So it was good to see a great boba like this with Franky, and I just like I don't give a damn mentality of him. He's aiming the damn radical beam at Big Mom and just does not care. But before he does that, of course, the numbers come barging in. We see I couldn't really tell what numbers they were. I wasn't really looking that hard, but it didn't directly say it. But the most interesting tidbit from that piece of information is that Big Mom says that their failed experiments to revive the giant race, the giant ores race from Punk Hazard, which is very interesting because we never knew that before. And I guess, damn, that's crazy. So who is responsible for that? Is it Vegapunk or is it Caesar Clown? I would assume Caesar because of failures, and Caesar was trying to do the gigantification with the kids for Big Mom as well, and it actually makes a lot of sense for Big Mom to be up on that because she was trying to have Caesar make everybody pretty much her size. Enjoy gigantification as well, so it's interesting to see that, and that she knows about that is really so. Like, the numbers aren't actually part of the, like, I guess, like the Oni-ish race. They're just failed experiments, which is crazy. So are they failed? Like, were they actual giants? Were they people? Or are they just created, like beings just created? That's interesting. More stuff that come, especially regarding that giant race. Yeah, but in that ensuing, between the numbers coming and everything, Frankie then shoots his beam at one of them, messes them out, and then Big Mom tried to take the opportunity to attack them, which that makes sense. And here's a moment I kind of didn't like as much, where in which Jinbei and Robin come in and actually flip Big Mom, which is like, okay, yeah, like I'm not saying it's out the realm of possibility, but for me it's like, it's a Yonko. It's kind of like, so how long is this going to go on, Big Mom, with Big Mom? It seems to me, obviously, that Oda, he doesn't kind of really care for Big Mom. I'm going to be real with you. I don't care what any. From there, Luffy and Zoro kind of cross paths right in front of Queen, which is a funny scene because it's almost like they're brushing off Queen, almost like he's not there, and basically they're trying to get back up to Kaido, but Queen isn't having none of that. Transforms into his full, is it Brontosaurus form, along with King flying around in the air with like people with wings like him. Which is, from what we know, King is like the last of some type of race. So I don't know if that's just like, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if there's also like some science, like experiments type stuff to replicate his race, or the wings aren't necessarily part of his race, and these are like Skypeans, or these are Devil Fruit users, but they all had the same wings. I don't know. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. But yeah, like I said earlier, King or Queen and King are trying their best to stop that from preventing the Straw Hats, mainly Luffy and Zoro, to get to the top. So they pretty much, they're standing their ground along with the numbers and everybody else. And from here is one of the best, probably the second best scene of the chapter outside of the Frankie stuff, where in which all the Straw Hats, Sanji, because there was a panel of Sanji earlier taking the raid suit off. Everybody, there's Usopp and Chopper, who haven't been mentioned, and they've been in Big Mom's hand the whole time in one of the Frankie dockings. But at one point, I think she threw him, or she lost him or something. Anyways, they got out of the Frankie docking, and all the Frankie docking parts are coming together to form the Frankie Shogun. I'm saying, man, Frankie, y'all better stop sleeping on him. But yeah, everybody come together. Luffy, Robin, Jinbei, the whole crew, Nami, everybody. Sanji, Zoro, everybody, you name it, Brooke, everybody's there for this. Is the first, no, it's not the first time, because we seen it when they first got to Onigashima, but this is like the Straw Hats in action. Like, this is the first time we've seen all of them in action like this since Fishman Island, which is so dope. I love stuff like this. Oh yeah, man, man. And yeah, that's the chapter. I'll say it's a really solid chapter. I can't miss a lot of action in the chapter. It wasn't a lot of dialogue, heavily action based chapter, but the action was good, and it just makes you more excited for things to come. Unfortunately, there's another Oda break this week, which is like, dang, man, like, but I understand, it is what it is. One thing I will say about this break is I think ever since he's been taking these breaks, the quality then the pacing has been a little better, just because of that. And yeah, it's giving him more time and everything, which is understandable. And of course, Oda keeps saying how he wants the series to end in 5 years. I'm not sure. It's probably actually he keeps saying this. I think it is gonna happen, especially at the pace we were going at. But still, it's just you can't have everything perfect. All good things come to an end. But yeah, chapter rating, I'll probably give it a 7.5. 7.5. It was a good, enjoyable chapter. I think it's a cap on how good it could have been for me just with the content like that was going on. But yeah, it was a good good solid 7.5 chapter, enjoyable. I'm tempted to go 8, but I can't do that because 8 is when you start getting to like the goods, the really good. 7.5. But anyways, it's your boy AJ, and I'm out.